Hi, welcome to English Composition. I am Kim Swanigan, and it is my privilege to be your instructor for this class. I recognize that everyone comes to English Composition from a different place in life, and for some of you, this may seem daunting and a little scary because you've just returned to college. And for others of you, it could be that you write all the time in your professional career, and so you bring a lot of experience to this course. And whether this is brand new to you or whether you have a lot of experience with writing, I really hope that this class will help meet your needs and help you develop the skills that you need to pursue your academic goals and your career goals, whatever those are. A little bit about me. I have recently moved to Georgia from Colorado. My family relocated here about a year and a half ago. We have 3 daughters who are in high school and growing very fast. Georgia has been a big transition, but the Lord is really teaching us different things about living in the South, and we're learning to love it here. So we can see His hand in bringing us from Colorado to Georgia. But that's the reason I'm in Georgia. If you ever wonder when you look at my information and think, why is she in Georgia? I am in the Eastern time zone, so it's a little different if you try and call or email. I may not respond if you send an email at 10 o'clock at night, for example. I will probably be already in bed. But I do return emails as quickly as I read them. Typically, you can expect to hear from me within 24 hours if you send an email. So I welcome the opportunity to answer your questions and to help you in any way that I can. For those of you who are new back to school, I just want to encourage you that I understand what that feels like. I returned to graduate school after being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years. And when I sat down to write that first paper for a professor, I had a lot of fear, a lot of nervousness about how that instructor would comment and what they would think, and it was a little scary for me. So if you're in that boat, I do understand and I appreciate your position, and I just want to encourage you that you can do this. You've made the right decision, and obviously God has brought you to a place where you've decided to come back to school, and He's going to equip you with what you need to get through this new and exciting challenge. For those of you who, as I mentioned before, are in a career where you write all the time, I think that you have a lot to offer to your fellow classmates and to me. We all have a lot to learn from each other. And so I hope that this class will also challenge you and encourage you and help you to understand the academic writing requirements as you pursue your college degree and moving forward in your career. So welcome to all of you. I hope that this class will be a great opportunity for us to get to know each other and to work together. As I welcome you to class, there's 3 key points I really want to talk to you about as we prepare for the upcoming assignments in this class. The first one is that although we're an online class and we won't be meeting together in a classroom, there are some parts of being in an online class that are very similar to being in a classroom environment. The first of those would be that everyone needs to participate in a timely manner. So in this class, we have a lot of online discussions. We will also have opportunity to help one another through peer review and some peer editing. And when we do those assignments, it's very important that everyone participate and be on time so that your fellow classmates learn from you what they need and you learn as well. It's also true in discussions. For example, if we were in a classroom setting having a discussion about a particular article or subject and someone comes in late, or someone doesn't attend that day and then wants to talk about that topic, the next week in class, it's confusing to everybody else because we've already talked about that topic and moved on. It's the same in an online discussion. If students miss due dates, it's really difficult to be an active participant in an online discussion because everyone else has already finished that discussion and moved on to the next assignment. So I just really want to encourage you that in the same way that in a classroom setting where you're sitting in an actual seat, you would be expected to have read the material and participate in a discussion. That's also true in an online class. It's great when you take time to read the material and be prepared and participate in those discussions within the time frame that's listed on the assignment, because we all learn from each other. And the best way for you to learn is to participate in those conversations and discuss these topics and these issues with others. I think it really helps us develop critical thinking and to learn a lot from each other. So I just really want to encourage everyone to fully participate as much as you can in an online class in particular. you're going to get out of the class what you put in. So if you're willing to do the work and do the reading and participate in the discussions, you're going to find that you learn far more than if you kind of sit back and wait to just receive information. It's very different in an online class in that way. You really will get more out of it the more you're willing to invest, take time, and put yourself into it. So that's the first point, is participating. I really want to encourage everybody to do that. The second thing I want to mention to you that I just really want to clarify for you is that although it's an online class and it's a 5-week class, it still is a lot of work. This is a college level writing class, and you will be expected to write college level material so that when you leave this class, you're ready to write research papers, persuasive assignments, literary analysis assignments for any class that you have outside of this course. That's the goal, is to prepare you for all those different assignments you're going to face in your other college writing classes. So it is a lot of work. However, the students who are most successful plan ahead, and it really isn't as complicated as it may seem. If you plan ahead and you look at the due dates on the calendar and you put them on your own calendar and start to think about how you can get those assignments completed, even in just taking 15 minutes here or there, 20 minutes here or there, to complete some of the reading or to contribute to a discussion or to maybe rework a paragraph or two in a paper that you've written, you're going to find that you're far more successful than if you just keep putting it off and waiting and thinking, oh, I'll get to that later. I think some students fall into the trap of thinking, oh, it's an online class, the material's always there, I'll just get to it later, I'll get to it later. Well, 5 weeks moves really fast, and we do have a large paper due every week, in addition to other assignments, other writing assignments, other analysis assignments and discussions that will be due throughout the week. And that's something else I want to point out about the due dates, is that the due dates will be staggered throughout the week. And this may be different from other classes that you've had or you may be taking. I do this for several reasons. The first is online discussions, for example, need several days for people to participate. So you need to typically post to a discussion by Thursday, your initial post, and then respond to your classmates by Sunday. That gives people time to read each other's posts and then respond and have an ongoing discussion. It works much better. There will also be assignments due on Wednesday. These are typically writing assignments that ask you to complete some exercises, read some material, answer questions. I have these due on Wednesday so that I can read those and give you some evaluation and some assessment in preparation for writing a larger paper that will be due on Sunday night. I feel that when students get some feedback early on in the week, it helps them think about what's expected for the larger paper. So really, the staggered due dates are to help you and to give you opportunity for feedback before you have to write a large assignment, a larger paper. I also just want to encourage you that the assignments build with time. The first assignment will be really based on your own experience, just asking you to share what you learned from a specific experience in your life. I find students really like this assignment. They're fun to read. I enjoy reading them a lot. So that first assignment is just based on your own experience. And then each assignment builds from there until we get to the large research paper at the end of the course for your final paper. So as you do the assignments and as you stay with the material and commit to it, you'll find your writing skills improve in ways you just didn't even expect. So that's my second point, is that prepare yourself, that it is a lot of work, and that if you're willing to balance and fit things in the time that you have, you will find that you're incredibly successful in this class. That's really important. And the third point I want to make in this little welcome video is about my comments on your papers. I tend to comment a lot on student writing, and this is really my way of having a conversation with you. If I were a teacher in a classroom with you, I would have opportunity to visit with each of you one-on-one and talk to you about your thesis statement or about the order of your main points in your paper. But since it's an online class, really the only way for us to have a conversation is through comments on that paper. So I will always comment on your thesis statement and your introduction, and I will always comment on your conclusion. I will comment also on the organization of your paper and the other points that are on the rubric for each assignment. you'll find comments for that. But many of my comments were going to be positive things, connections I make, or something that you write that reminds me of something in my own experience, or something I might find humorous about what you've written. And it's just a way for us to sort of have a conversation about what you've written. And so I hope the first time you read a paper and you see all those comments, you don't think, oh, I bombed this, I did terrible, because it's not the case at all. Most of the time students find that the comments are just to be encouraging and to be constructive, to help you think forward and help you get to that next level as a writer and as a thinker as you continue on in your college career. So those are my goals. And if ever you have a question about something I've written on a paper, or a question about something that you're just not sure what it was you were supposed to write, and I seem to take off points for it, please contact me and ask me. I'm happy to sort of walk through it with you or clarify it. And all my contact information is listed on the left-hand toolbar of our course home under faculty contact information. The best way to get in touch with me is email. It is difficult to it seems like it's difficult for me to connect with students, especially if they live in other time zones, by phone. It just seems like, I'm either cooking dinner and they're available, or I'm, gone to bed and they're working on assignments. So it seems like it works better to just email. So feel free to do that anytime. I'm really excited you're a part of this class. I hope that however you feel about writing, that you will be willing to really take on this course, pursue it with your very best, and do the work that's required to help you become the person that God has intended you to be in whatever tasks He has ahead for you. And I'm here to help along the way. I'm excited to get to know each one of you. This class is always a lot of fun. By the time we get to the end, it feels like we're all friends, and then we disperse and go our separate ways and take more classes. Often students are taking classes together, but I look forward to that chance to get to know all of you and to create a community together where we can learn from each other and hopefully just take that next step towards the goals that we have. So I look forward to getting to know you, and I will talk to you soon.